Hello there, all Libra, Sun, Moon, and Risings. Welcome back to Radiant Moon Tarot. My name is Victoria, and we've got a special message for you guys from Spirit. We are tapping into energies beyond the veil. It is thin this time of year, and it's easier for us to connect, and a lot more messages come through sometimes. So we're going to see what doors are opening for you. We're going to see what messages are coming through, and we're just going to keep it freeform. So some of the message may resonate with you now. All of it may resonate with you, but trust that there is something in here for you whenever this happens to find you. By the nature of this reading, this is timeless, even though I am doing it in October. So let's see what messages are coming out for you. And we've got zombie control. So Spirit really wants to highlight that there's something that has control over you right now. It could be a person. It could be a habit. It could be something from your past that is still lingering and hasn't been resolved yet. So what is it that has control over you? We can look internally here as well. Are you one of those people that has to control everything? Are you trying to control timelines? Are you trying to control every minute of every aspect of your day, leaving nothing to chance, leaving nothing to be free form? Remember, when we are living our lives, we have to, yes, there's certain things we need to plan. And there's certain things that we do need to get a handle on. We do need to get control over. But by the same measure, we also need to be flexible and be a little bit bendy, because we need to allow energy to flow. So if you're on, say, for example, a manifestation journey, all right, we're always manifesting 24 hours a day, right? We're always manifesting. Often we're not even aware of it, right? But when we're actively setting those intentions, what is one of the most important things? Number one, we've got to feel it, right? We've got to put emotion to it. We've got to attach emotion to it. Words written down a million times like lines on a piece of paper. No, right? We got to feel it. We've got to open our heart to things. But we also have to release it. We need to release control of a specific outcome or for the timeline of the outcome. Because when we want to try and control every single time frame, nothing can flow organically. Nothing can be open to interpretation. Often we get something better than what we had called in. Because Spirit ultimately gives us what we need, which does sometimes look a little bit different from what we want, but is ultimately that much more fulfilling. But sometimes a little unexpected. It's like, oh, I never thought of it that way. Or, oh, wow, in a million years, I could never imagine this happening. So by the zombie energy, this is saying that something has control and not in a healthy way. So this can be something that you need to work through, something you need to release. This can also be a heads up, right? For some of you, it's like, oh, I didn't even realize I was doing that. Control. Something controlling you, but you can also take back a little bit of control in a healthy way. For example, if a bad habit has control over you, unhealthy spending, eating, unhealthy relationships, right? You can take back your power. You can take back your control a little bit, but in a healthy way, right? Restore some balance and harmony. It's a pretty big message for you, actually. And Libra, you do not like being out of balance, right? You like harmonious energy. You draw yourself to it like a moth to a flame. So something may be just a little bit off kilter for you there. So this is a big heads up for you here to bring yourself back to your center space and to really be honest and open your heart, open your mind. And we have psychic abilities here as well. Ooh la la. Now, psychic abilities, your third eye is open and it is in its most powerful state. Some of you are just awakening to your psychic gifts and abilities. Others of you, your gifts have matured and they're still maturing, right? We never stop evolving. But when our third eye is open, we have more of an ability to see beyond what's in front of our face. We tap into spiritual realms. We tap into the powers of the universe, and we can create, we can manifest. Our intuition, which is never wrong and is always there, can be very loud, especially at this time of year. So some of you are being called upon to work on your third eye, right? Your third eye chakra is our imagination, right? It's where we can, it can help us manifest things. We can envision things, right? We can see, the all-seeing eye, right? But we can see beyond the ordinary because we're not looking through our eyes to see. So all this energy that you can tap into, it'd be a lot easier at this time of year than at many other times of year. It's always there. We always have the ability, but it's just the veil is thin at this time of year as we head into Scorpio season, right? Halloween season. There's a reason that ghosts and goblins and things like that come out, right? Zombies, right? Zombies, big zombie culture craze right now for some strange reason. But but there's a reason why we tap into these energies at this time of year. So it's a great time to do with your third eye, meditation, manifestation, scrying. Some of you may be drawn to get a reading at this time of year, and it can be tarot, astrology. It can be maybe just to clear out your chakras, to reset all of your energy centers. So you might want to go and get a Reiki session done. Some of you want to learn how to do this stuff yourself. Great time to start. Just remember, though, control. Okay, just remember that divination and things can become addictive. Okay, and just like anything else, we go into it with a healthy respect and a healthy balance. Okay, and it's very easy to go down into the rabbit hole of spending way too much time consulting the oracle, right? Consulting spirit every second of every day, right? Because sometimes we can go down the rabbit hole to the extent where we can't make a decision for ourselves anymore. That's not a healthy relationship with spirit. That's not a healthy relationship with divination practices, whatever you're drawn to. We can become addicted to meditation as well. But it's when something gets in the way of our free will, or gets in the way of our ability to make decisions for ourselves, or gets in the way of doing other things that are also healthy in our lives. That's when we need to take a step back. So just a little bit of a heads up there, right? I mean, you can pull tarot, you can pull a card for the day, that kind of thing, right? But when you start consulting it for every little decision, what should I do in this situation? What should I do? Never ask what you should do. Right? Or should I do this? Sure, why not? Right? It's best to ask some slightly differently worded questions. But anyway, all of this psychic energy is flowing to you, through you, around you. Some of you might need some help. Some of you might want to see someone that is incredibly experienced and can give you some really good insights. But whatever it is, all of this activating for you now. So really take advantage of it. Even if you do just something as very simple as some meditation. Do some guided meditation, right? It helps a lot. Guided meditation is great. Actually, I love guided meditation. I'll do meditation on my own, but if I want to do something specific, or if I feel like my mind is racing, I do a guided meditation. Then I don't have to take the wheel, right? I just kind of float along. So it can be very helpful. Helps to find the right person, because if you don't like the person's voice or something like that, then it's not going to work for you, right? So sometimes you got to find there's tons out there for free. We've got the Four of Cups. Nine of Swords. Three of Pentacles, Six of Swords, and we've got the Eight of Pentacles. So with the Four of Cups coming out, the Four of Cups comes out when we're feeling like there's something missing. We're a little bit detached. It's kind of like, you know, someone's put baby in the corner a little bit. It's like we sometimes feel like we don't have everything we want, or we're starting to give up hope that something is not happening for us, or something's not coming in for us. And especially with like manifestation and things, right? Because the Four of Cups, it's like, you know, dude under the tree, he's got 3 full cups in front of him. It's not enough. It's not what he wants. He's not interested in them. He's feeling disconnected from things. He's waiting for something. He's just about to give up hope. But we've got a hand bringing in exactly what he needs from the side. But he's not open to see it. He can't see it because he's got his head in his palms. So what often happens when we get the Four of Cups is that, yes, we feel like there's maybe something a little bit missing. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to open yourself to different perspectives, different opportunities, different things? Are we going to see things a little bit differently? We do sometimes need to shift our perspective with that Four of Cups because something is trying to come in. Something is happening for you. But it may come in at a left field. It may come in off of the side, or it may be something that's just on your periphery. But because we're so focused on controlling things, or we're so focused on one specific thing, that we're not seeing the possibilities. This can also show that you're not in an open state at the moment here as well. We have to be open to receive. We have to be flexible. We have to be adaptable. We have to open our heart. But we also have to be willing to see the potential, the possibilities of things. So with that Four of Cups, did I say 9 of Swords before? I think I might have 5 of Swords. There's some sort of conflict, or there's some sort of challenge here to either stay positive, stay open, and to allow. All right. Because the Five of Swords can bring a little bit of a negative voice inside our head sometimes. Right. And again, zombie, right? Zombie, I'm going to eat your brains. Right. So, you know, we want to quiet our mind. Right. And we do want to maintain, you know, a certain healthy equilibrium and things, but we also need to be open. All right. And sometimes that Five of Swords, that little voice inside your head starts talking negative talk. Right? So Spirit's really wanting you to be aware of that. Spirit's really also wanting you to be aware that there could be some help here, especially if there's been some disconnection in a relationship. Now, it could be your relationship with Spirit. It could be your relationship with yourself. It could also be something with another person. Okay? That Five of Swords can bring conflict. It can also bring misunderstandings, challenging communication. And sometimes the best relationships or the longest relationships, sometimes we need a little help. Sometimes we need to learn to communicate. We need to learn where the other person's coming from, right? Or we need to learn how to be open and perceptive to how other people are receiving what we say as well, right? Because that Five of Swords can be that energy of, you know, we're having a conversation with somebody, it starts to get a little bit challenging, right? And then someone always has to have the last word because I must win. I must have the last word, or I must have it my way. And the Five of Swords technically is one where we've won the battle, but there's a cost, right? So it can be a double-edged sword. But the Three of Pentacles can be a card of teamwork. It can be a card of learning or seeking guidance. And so again, no matter where you're at, whether it's something with another person, something inside of you, something you want to open up to, there can be some guidance out there for you with that Three of Pentacles should you seek it. And this can be something that can help you to figure out, how come I'm feeling this way? I'm trying to stay positive, but how come I'm feeling a little bit lost, right? Or it can be something, again, with another person. Sometimes we need a little bit of a third party to help us to communicate or learn to communicate, right? So there could be a guide or a guidance, someone giving guidance, a teacher, a mediator, that kind of thing, that can be very helpful to you at this time, whether it involves another person or not. But the Three of Pentacles is also one of learning, of seeking guidance to see how we can get past something, get past an obstacle, see how we can get back on track with things, see how we can maybe make peace with something here as well. And, so some of you here, you might want to learn something, right? Again, this can be where with your psychic abilities activated there, your third eye open and receptive, and you can see things a little bit differently. Sometimes we need to learn what to do with that. And so you might be seeking out, how do I do third eye exercises? How do I do meditative practices? How do I read tarot? Start with oracle cards. Maybe those can sometimes be a little bit easier. But whatever it happens to be, there's something to be learned or something to be gained from seeking out other people, or even by helping someone, because some of you might be able to help someone there as well. But we do have the Six of Swords, right? So we've got kind of disconnection there, kind of waiting, kind of wondering. Got the Five of Swords, got some conflict of some kind, or a negative voice in our head sometimes, right? The Three of Pentacles, people helping people on many different levels to help us create a better life, right? The Three of Pentacles threes are the basis of manifestation, and the Three of Pentacles can be where you're starting to see things coming together, sometimes with the help of other people, right? But then the Six of Swords, we're moving on from that energy, right? We're moving on. We've taken back a little bit of our personal power in a healthy way, right? We're leaving our troubles behind. We're moving forward in a better direction. Things are calmer. Things are easier. We feel at peace. But the Six of Swords also does remind you about your connection with spirit, and that you're always guided and protected in every step of your journey, whether you leave something behind, whether it's to fix something, or whether it's just to reconnect with spirit, right? They're always there, always with you, and always helping you along your journey. That Six of Swords can be a card of protection, right? Helping us to transition from one energy, one situation into the next, but into a better one. One that is more, how should we say, more peaceful. Can be a new beginning that's on the horizon for you, but it can also just be where we feel like we've been treading water. Now we're floating on the surface, and it feels good. It's relaxing. It's wonderful. But the Eight of Pentacles here shows your ability to learn, your ability to commit, and it shows that you pay attention to details. When we do pay attention to details, sometimes we get a deeper understanding of things. Oh, now I get it. Now I see. We pay attention to details when we're creating something as well, right? The Three of Pentacles, right? Threes, creation, the basis of manifestation. Eights represent abundance, flexibility, but eight also does represent manifestation as well. So when we leave the control and the negativity, or the confusion and the doubts and the worries and things, all those behind, things start to open up for us in a very good way, in a very healthy way. Stay committed to the things you want. Stay committed to, living your best, healthiest, most balanced, harmonious life, right? The Eight of Pentacles is one of commitment. It is one of, learning or mastering your skill and your craft. We're dedicated, and we're committed to things, right? But we're not putting pressure and we're not controlling things there. So you could get some just rewards right around the corner with this. We're on a little bit of a journey, but all of this is you, right? All of this is you. It's all up to you. It's all the actions that you do, the energies that you embrace, or the energies you let go of and move away from, bring you into a better place where you may have an opportunity to get exactly what you want when we say yes and we continue to move forward. Let's see what else we've got. Ooh. Got the scythe, the clover, the lily, woman, and the fox. So the scythe can represent things that hurt, things that happen suddenly, or our need to cut something out. Okay? Cut out the negative backtalk, the stories that we tell ourselves that aren't always healthy, that little voice inside of our head, 5 of Swords, right? Sometimes a little negative voice inside our head. So the scythe says there's something here that you do need to let go of. There's something that you need to kind of cut out and release. Whether it's cut out some habit that you do, okay, or whether it's just cutting and letting something go. Because the clover can represent that your luck is about to change, or that there's an opportunity to make peace and make amends with the lily right here. To find forgiveness and healing and peace within your soul. The lily can also represent guidance. Someone that can be very helpful, someone that's wise. It may be a female with the woman showing up here, but that can also be your energy, so someone helping you. Okay, it can be a female that is a very peaceful energy, very spiritual energy as well. Okay, so again, spiritual guidance of some kind, whether you really use your own particular gifts and you tap into the energy of spirit and listen to the guidance, right, that you are receiving, okay, or whether there is someone that you may seek out, you might need to pay for, okay, where they can help you to understand some messages or help you release some blocks, right? Again, Reiki, right? Sometimes, our chakras get, our energy gets blocked, right? And there's so much going on and we haven't taken care of our spiritual selves for a while. So there could be a practitioner of some kind that can really help you out there. Okay. But again, you can also tap into your own spiritual gifts at this time as well. All right. But with the fox showing up here, okay, so yes, there could be a very helpful person that can help you to figure out what's wrong. Okay. Sometimes, this can happen quite unexpectedly, because quite often when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right? It's how these things work, quite unexpected, quite often. The fox can represent something that's an issue, something that's wrong, or something that we don't trust. So you might be dealing with some trust issues, and these can be internal as well, right? I know my intuition is there, but I don't always trust it. So perhaps you are embarking on a journey to learn, 8 of Pentacles, to learn how to trust your intuition, right? And we don't always do it. We know we should, but we don't always do it, okay? So there's an ability here and an opportunity here to make peace, to, again, find the calm, the stillness within, and to resolve whatever issues may be standing in your way right now, internally or externally, but also to open yourself up to your true potential and to your true power. So I think there's some really important messages coming in. You will probably get some sort of signs, symbols, synchronicities. Might be a song on the radio. It could potentially be maybe like a clover, or like maybe you might find a 4-leaf clover, but you could also see a clover in different other places as well, right? Like in a basket, you know, a piece of jewelry, in a book, you know, something like that, that you don't always have to see it like in nature kind of thing. It might not be the time of year for that. But clover can represent luck and opportunity. So opportunity is knocking for whatever it is that you are trying to bring in, okay? But we've got to do just a little bit of tweaking in the background in order to see it and receive it. And we have the penguin, okay? Water is your guide, and the penguin is your spirit animal coming out here right now. Now, penguins, of course, you know, they look awkward on land, right? So, you know, but then you put them in their perfect environment underwater, and man, oh man, are they ever like bullets. They are fast, they are graceful, right? And they're hunters, right? They can get what they want. And so sometimes it's shifting perspective, and maybe even shifting environments. And we do have the 6 of Swords showing up here, right? We're leaving one situation, environment, way of thinking, and moving into something a little bit better. Something that's easier for us to embrace, and something where, you know, we can get what we want a little bit easier, or we can tap into things a little bit easier, right? So waddly and awkward on land, right? Graceful and fast in the water. But what else do penguins do, right? Water is about your emotions, right? Water is nourishment. Water brings us life. Water can bring us healing and cleansing. But just like the penguin, penguins are social creatures, and penguins have fun. They slide on their bellies in the snow. They jump off a cliff, and sometimes they just have to, but you know, but they have fun and they play, and they're just funny little creatures. But they're in groups as well. So the main message when we get this particular card is, number one, if you're awkward in your environment that you're in right now, don't worry. You have the ability to change your environment or to coexist in both worlds, right? We all look awkward at some point in our lives. But also to express joy and to do something fun. Do not let situations or circumstances dictate your ability to find pleasure and joy in the simple things, right? Penguins just sliding on their bellies in the snow. Simple thing, right? They might be hungry. They might be on a quest to go and find some fish, right? But they're going to have fun getting there. They play in the water. They swirl and they twirl, right? So Spirit wants you to have a little bit of fun. Wants you, even just for a short period of time, to put your worries and your troubles aside. But also social engagements, engage with people, okay, can also bring you a step closer to being who you truly are. It can help you shake the blues. Because I feel like some of you might just have a little bit of a case of the blues, okay? But people can inspire us, and people can help us, right? And we need to, so humans are very social beings, okay? Maybe not 24 hours a day, right? But you do need that social aspect. So go out and have fun. If you can do something with a group of people, great. Or maybe you can seek out a small group of people that might be a little bit more in tune with you, all right? But ultimately, have fun. The penguin spirit animal is with you. Leave that there for you guys. I thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.